This is Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 Nile FM. Now, Nile FM's Aware with Adham.
Welcome to yet another episode of Nile FM's Aware, where it's all about giving back to the community. And a prime example for just that, an organization called Global Shapers, and a very, very, very unique initiative. Stay tuned. It's Nile FM's Aware.
Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 Nile FM. Cairo, Nile FM's Aware.
It's about to get a whole lot greater with these very, very, very special individuals with me in the studio tonight. Tamer and Nariman, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Adam, for having us.
Pleasure's all here to have you guys. I've heard a lot about this organization called Global Shapers. I've wanted to have you come on. What exactly is Global Shapers? Let's just dive straight to it.
Well, starting off, the World Economic Forum decided to have a youth-led network of hubs. Youth coming together from all walks of life, coming together, putting together social initiatives, things, giving back to the community. So that's what basically it is. And here in Egypt, we have 2 hubs, one in Cairo, one in Giza. Here we represent the Giza hub. I represent the Giza hub.
Really, really, really cool. And but this is the thing. The way you explain it to me, you don't necessarily want to talk about Global Shapers in general, but rather a very particular initiative that is supported by Global Shapers called Salon al-Lotus. Am I correct?
Exactly. Actually, we're here to specifically talk about an initiative that we're doing hand in hand with the Lotus Foundation for Development. One of the projects of that Lotus Foundation for Development is the Lotus Culture Salon, or Salon al-Thaqafi, Lotus al-Thaqafi, as you mentioned. Exactly. Very,
very cool. Now, so if I ask you, Nariman, very, very quickly, what exactly is Salon al-Lotus? Just very briefly.
Well, it's a monthly gathering of young people that come in order to that are driven by the passion of rediscovering Egypt and redefining the Egyptian identity, in order to talk about everything but politics, cultural things, and social topics, and maybe economic topics. And that's all.
Why did you guys come up with this initiative? And later on we'll talk about how it exactly works, but I'm really interested. What made you come up with this initiative?
Well, the thing is, looking back at the last century, there were a lot of those forums where people came together and talked about issues that are important to them. And then Adham, that's not happening anymore. You know, people are not communicating, people are not coming together, talking to each other face to face as much anymore. So the idea was to create that platform where the young people can come and talk about issues of interest, but then hopefully, develop the passion for taking action based on those discussions they have. Going back and trying to give to the community out of the discussions they have together.
See, now that's something I really, really like. Not just providing a platform where people just get to talk and that's it, and talk khalas, so to speak, but basically talk to develop a passion so that you, in order to move forward to tangible and feasible actions that you can take after that. Now I know why it came to be. How did it come to be? How did you guys put this together, and how does it work exactly?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this one specifically, but then it came from the passion of a specific individual. He was thinking about it, looking back at what used to exist in the past, having a passion for having that happen, and then he's actually a global shaper himself, came to Global Shapers, said, why don't we try and work on this together? We started off as the Global Shapers with himself, Mustafa Al-Fi'i, and then we started expanding it and opening it up to volunteers who were interested in the idea, and then got it to happen. We worked with the Gezira Center for Arts. They gave us a lot of support as well, so we can actually be hosting the events at their premises in Zamalek.
Again, my question here would be, how does it all work? What exactly happens at these gatherings? Do you just come in and just talk, or what exactly happens?
So it's basically a monthly gathering. As I said before, every second Saturday of every month. It's divided into 5 different parts. The first part is called Masriyat. We sit there and discuss things related to our traditions, the way we talk, words of wisdom. Is
it just terminologies, words of amthal sha'biyya, as we say, or is it other historical heritages or something like that?
Yes, it's related to it's related to historical heritage, of course, because the main thing of the whole salon al-Lotus is to reach back to our origins. Yeah.
Wow, really, really cool. So basically also talking about how our culture was shaped throughout the last God knows how many thousands of years, right?
Exactly.
Very, very cool. So that's Masriyat. That's the first part.
The second part is called ليه لأ. We discussed new ideas and try to take them from being a mere idea into action and changing them to an initiative. And we connect people interested in the whole topic, so we can provide them with the action plan that we sit there during the salon and take and bring it up.
Wow, that's so basically you're actually as well empowering young individuals that have really cool ideas of, like, you know, bringing them from idea phase to a structured plan of action that they can actually execute and produce tangible results with. You mentioned there was 5 parts. We talked about 2. What are the other 3?
Yeah, which brings us to the third part, which is called the initiative of the month. The initiative of the month, or مبادرة الشهر, in which we introduce an initiative that is actually there. The first time we hosted the Cairo Runners. The second time we hosted Because We Do Not Walk This Earth Alone. It's an educational charity, Omar Atiyah. It's an educational charity initiative, and we get people to know how the initiative started and how they can join them.
Very cool. So that's part 3. What are parts 4 and 5 as well?
The part 4 is called the NILE 2.0. Tamer, you can tell us about it.
Well, I actually can talk about that, because as we talked about Masriyat was about looking back into our past and looking at our heritage and our roots. We thought it was really important to look at the future and what has actually happened when it comes to science and technology. What are the newest developments? How is it that we can actually get engaged, learn about them, and ensure that we're up to speed? Because it's not good enough to just talk about the past. Let's also make sure that we're linking the past into the future.
Really cool. And that's all under the umbrella of Egypt 2.0, or Masr 2.0, so to speak.
Let me add something, Tamer. We talk about technology in more of a philosophical way. Like last time, we discussed something called biomimicry, which is if we
I have no idea what that is.
It comes from biology and mimic, when you mimic. So we discovered most of the scientists, the ancient scientists, the ones that were the Arab scientists, were a part of it scientists, and the other part were philosophers like Khwarizmi and Ibn Sina. And
very interesting. Unfortunately, it's coming to be that time of the day we have to wrap things up. Before we do, though, Nariman, you already addressed the 4 moving parts or parts of the Salon Al-Lotus Al-Thaqafi. We left the best for last. We already talked about Masriyat. We already talked about Mubadarat al-Shahr, the initiative of the month, Al-Alam 2.0, the world 2.0, as well as 1/4, because God help me, there are a lot. What am I missing?
Mubadarat al-Shahr.
Yes. No, we actually mentioned Mubadarat al-Shahr.
We did.
Lila. That's the one I'm looking for. Now, what is the 5th part of the Salon?
It's called حلقة الحوار. It's a debate. It's the basic idea. It's the main idea of the whole salon, in which people gather and we introduce a topic. We put it on the Facebook page before two weeks before the event. We basically discuss the whole topic.
Very, very cool. And actually, it's funny you mentioned Facebook, because right now, I guess, is the question where I ask you, how do people get involved? Do you have certain criteria for people to get involved? Can I just come to a debate or come to a salon, or do I have to fill up registrations? How do I get involved and get in touch with you guys?
No, it's totally open. Anyone can actually be part of it. Although we talk about it as being a place for youth, but then it's also open for people from all different ages. People can actually follow us and join us and connect to us on Facebook and on Twitter. And we call Salon Lotus Thaqafi on there. They can follow us second Saturday of every month in Zamalek in the Gezira Center for Arts. So it's easy to find us.
There you go. There's the Facebook group and also the Gezira Center for Arts. Every second Saturday of the month, Salon Al-Lotus Al-Thaqafi. Guys, thank you very much for coming on the show, and thank you very much for this really, really cool initiative.
Thank you, Adham.
And as I always say at the end of every show, if you're one of these individuals working with an organization, an initiative where you're doing something to give back to the community, I would love to have you right here on the show. Just send me an email, aware@nileradioproductions.net. That's again, aware@nileradioproductions.net. Let me know, or just give me a quick brief of what your organization or initiative is doing, and I'd love to have you right here for a quick interview on NileFM's Aware. That's it for us, though. Hope you had a great weekend. We'll catch you next Saturday, same time, same place, where it's all about giving back to the community, right here on NileFM's Aware.